we are back at San Diego Comic-Con, the Nerds of Color Hard Knock Life. I am Keith Chow, and we are joined here with the author of the DC Superhero Girls books, Lisa Yee.
Hi.
Welcome to a Hard Knock Life at San Diego.
Thank you.
Is this your first Comic-Con or?
No, I've been to the San Diego one before and many other cons. Yeah.
How is this one?
Just as crazy and fun as everybody says it is. Yeah. I'm exhausted. Are you?
I'm so exhausted.
Okay, let's just take a nap. Let's just.
This interview is just I was taking a nap in these comfy chairs.
We're just gonna kick back and get comfortable. Yeah.
So you're here this year for DC Superhero Girls.
That's right.
Which was a big initiative by DC Comics and Mattel. What is your involvement with the DC Superhero Girls universe?
Oh, okay. So for the DC Superhero Girls, what I'm doing is I'm writing a series of middle grade novels, and it's all the iconic female superheroes, Wonder Woman, Supergirl, Batgirl, Katana, Bumblebee, all of them, they're in high school.
Right.
And it's an alternate universe, though. So everybody is the same age, and we've got heroes and villains. They're also boys in the story, there's the Flash, there's Beast Boy. They're all there together. The really cool thing is that there are so many kids that haven't been part of this world of superheroes yet because maybe they're not comic book readers or they're not graphic novel readers. So this is like a wonderful entry into them. So if they come into the books, maybe they'll expand their reading and try other things, but it's a way to get kids involved.
Yeah, and I think the initiative was announced maybe 2 years ago.
Yes.
And it was a multimedia thing too, because in addition to your middle grade novels, there were a whole series of action figures, a series of dolls, of shorts on the web, and now I think Cartoon Network has aired a couple specials as well.
The amazing thing about the action figures is it's the first time ever that there are female superhero action figures for girls.
Right.
And it's so overdue. It's like everyone's like, why didn't anyone do this sooner?
Well, I think the reason, honestly, is that there is this fallacy in the industry that girls don't buy action figures. That's this myth.
Flying off the shelf. Yeah.
Anyone who's ever been to a Target in the last couple of years, weeks or months has seen that.
Well, actually, though, I think I'm the person who buys the most from Target. I have my Mint in box, and then I have the one to play with.
Right.
And,
well,
and
anyone who's an action figure collector knows that. It's like you got to buy the one you play with, the one you open, and the one you leave in the storage.
For later. Yeah. In fact, wait a minute. Okay. Let's peer into Lisa's purse.
Supergirl.
Oh, look!
Where's her cape?
Hello.
You have to get your cape on.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, if you really want to peer into Lisa's purse, the cape is probably at the bottom of but she does have a cape. She does have a cape.
I was just making a little Supergirl Heroes pun.
Yes.
Which is a super catchy song. If anyone ever goes on the DC Superhero Girls website, make sure you get your cape on.
That's right.
I'm glad you pulled out the Supergirl because the first there she goes. She's flying. The first novel started with Wonder Woman.
Yes.
But now there's a Supergirl book.
Yes.
Is this a continuation of the story from Wonder Woman, or is this a new story that tells her?
The stories stand alone, but they are linked. So in Supergirl's book, we pick up from where Wonder Woman's book left off.
Okay.
And when I was writing that, when I write a book, I always think of what is one word that I kind of want to think about when I write the character. And so I remember I went over to Facebook, where I'm there way too often, and I asked people, what one word do you think about when you think of Supergirl? And so then you get 100 responses, and people are saying flight and strength and everything, and no one said the one word that I was thinking of, and that was loss.
Oh,
and I thought, I want to write about a girl who has lost her family. And so that informed her story when I started writing that. So, that's what I'll do with Wonder Woman. It was about destiny.
Right.
So each story.
So each character, so the next one I'm assuming will probably be a Batgirl.
Batgirl is next. Yeah.
That's the triumvirate, right?
So, Batgirl's next, and I'm working on the fourth one, and I can't tell you what it is because I would probably have to go to prison if I did, or worse.
No, but I wanted to go back to the whole initiative because I think it is I wrote a thing about it when it first was announced because as a father of a young girl, I feel like we are long overdue. And and initially there was some criticism, as there always is, right? And especially in a male-dominated kind of field with like action figures, like comic books and superheroes, that why you're dumbing down these characters for girls, but these are people who don't know anything about these figures and these stories, right?
Yeah, I would say no, we are not dumbing them down. I mean, read the books, if you have any questions about it. But the great thing is that what we're doing is we're visiting these characters when they're in high school. We know who they're going to be. We know who Poison Ivy is going to turn into. We know what's going to happen with Harley Quinn, all this. But they're in high school. They don't know themselves yet.
Right.
And I don't think anyone goes to high school and says, when I grow up, I want to be evil. I want to be a villain. So because I know who they're going to be, I'm able to give them a lot of layers in high school. And like maybe something will happen to someone that will inform who they're going to become because maybe they've been bullied, or maybe they are a bully, or maybe they've been a lot of pranks or hoaxes have been put on them or something. And so knowing who they're going to be just helps me write the stories.
Yeah. So we have graphic novels as well. Are you going to be involved in the graphic novels at all?
Shay Fontana is writing graphic novels, and she also writes the webisodes, animated webisodes.
And is there nowadays with these universe-centered kind of mythologies, is there a brain trust to make sure that everything is lined up? You have the TV show, you have the webisodes, you have the comics.
Absolutely.
You have the narrative on the back of the action figure boxes. They all have to be.
Absolutely. Everything. So I write the books for Random House. But I also work very closely with DC Comics, DC Entertainment, and Warner Brothers. And so there are people in all of these places there are a lot of eyes on it. When I was first told that I was going to be able to write these books, I was given a Bible of characters. Well, there's not enough room to so that we're all on the same page in terms of who the characters are. But what I'll do is I'll write an extensive outline. And then Warner Brothers and DC looks at it, and we go over the outline. And so, I was really scared at first writing this series because I thought, oh my gosh, there are people who live and breathe these superheroes, and if I get something wrong, then it's going to be over, especially when I'm coming to a Comic-Con or something like that. But I've got DC behind me.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt like, well, if they're okay with it, then I'm okay with it, then,
And then how's the response been from, ever since the Wonder Woman book came out and the webisodes have come out now? How has the response been?
The response has been incredible. I didn't know what to expect, and it's been overwhelmingly positive. And it's funny because a lot of the reviews that are coming from adults have said things like, I'm so surprised at how much I like this. It's kind of like these backhanded compliments, It's like I had no idea they'd be this good. It's like, oh, thank you, I guess.
And I always thought it was interesting too because we live in a post My Little Pony world, right?
Yeah.
Like My Little Pony is a similar thing where it's targeted to girls and it speaks to adults. It speaks to boys.
Right,
and I think that one of the things I wrote about with Supergirl because around the same time that the DC Supergirl girls came out, they had, they were doing the Supergirl TV show on CBS. Yeah. Now it's going to be on the CW, and there was a similar criticism. They had a first trailer, and it was like, why are they dumbing? It's like a romantic comedy. It's like a chick flick, and it's like part of what I wrote about was that just because it's feminine doesn't mean it's inferior.
Exactly.
And I think
that's a good quote. Put that on a T-shirt.
Let's do that. Yeah. But that's the implication, right? Whenever they say it's girly, they mean it as an insult. And my thing was girly doesn't have to be an insult.
No, and it's not necessarily girly. I mean, look at Mad Max.
Right.
It's like you had this incredible. Look at Star Wars. Look what's going on with that.
Right.
I think the time is right. It's been long overdue, but I think now people are open to it, and people are actually asking for this. And we've got you were asking about the response. The response from parents has been incredible, and especially from fathers.
Yeah.
Who they want to share this world with their daughters, with their sons. They want to share it with their kids, and finally they have something that everybody can get on board with.
Right. Exactly. And again now we live in a world where we have a Supergirl television show, a Wonder Woman movie. So we are definitely, and DC is kind of leading the way there with the women superheroes.
I know.
And you're part of it.
Yeah. I mean, when I found out that I was chosen to write this, I remember. What happened was my agent had kept saying to me, something big is going to happen. I can't tell you what it is. And I'm like,
thanks.
And then she goes, you are going to love this. And I'm like, what? And she's like, I can't tell you. So when she finally was able to tell me, I was sitting in my car in the garage. And I was, because she kept calling because I can't talk and drive. So I just started screaming. I was just screaming. And then later I had asked one of my editors, I said, well, why me? Why, And they said, well, we've kind of been following you, and I wrote a book called Warp Speed about this kid who is so into Star Trek, and his best friend's into Star Wars, and his other best friend is into Batman, and this kid always carries an action figure in his pocket because he's not very verbal and all this stuff about how he feels. So they had read that, and so this editor said to me, he goes, you are just the right amount of geek. I was like,
that's a compliment.
That is the best compliment I have ever got. I was just the right amount of geek. So it's like, he goes, you get it, but you're not over the top. But
right.
So I was just like, I'm just the right amount of geek. That's like on my tombstone.
Right amount of geek.
Yeah, right amount of geek.
Feminine doesn't mean inferior.
Yeah, that's right.
We should just do a line of t-shirts.
Let's do that, yeah.
Supergirl is out? Or
Supergirl just came out.
Just came out.
Yeah.
And when are you working on Batgirl right now?
Batgirl, I've finished with that.
Okay. Is there a time frame for that?
That is coming out, I think, January 3rd.
Okay. And then book 4
and
you're
then
working on.
Book 4 follows that, and
on and on and on and on
keep going
until we dominate the world.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us at the Nerds of Color here
pleasure.
at Comic-Con. Where can people find you online?
LisaYee.com.
All right. Do you Twitter? Do you Facebook?
I tweet
Instagram?
at Lisa Yee1, and I think Facebook is Lisa Yee1, and there's a lot of other Lisa Yees. So
it's kind of a common name.
It's yeah. So. Yeah.
But so thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of the con. You have some signings and some panels to attend to tomorrow.
And I think you do too, right?
Yes, I do. That is correct.
I saw that. Yeah.
So thank you for tuning in for another edition of the special San Diego Comic-Con Hard Knock Life. I have been Keith Chow. This is Lisa Yee. This is Kara Zor-El, a.k.a. Supergirl, and you are tuning in to the Nerds of Color Hard Knock Life. All right.
Well, it's the NOC in full color, you see me? The Hard Knock Life. Comics, movies, and TV, Pop culture with a different perspective. Watch it on your screen, hit play, so check this. This is the Hard Knock Life, but not the chicken kind.